So I'm going to be going over the 3 best Pixel phones to buy in 2022. Now, Google has come a long way with these phones, and with the release of the Pixel 6, it's clear times have changed. Personally, I'm starting to prefer these phones over some Samsung alternatives in the same price range. Now, I'm going to start things off with our top pick, which is going to be the Pixel 6. Now, the phone currently sells for $599. It's got a revamped design from the Pixel 5. Instead of the aluminum design the phone previously had, it's now all glass, and the thing looks amazing. I'd actually rank this as one of the best looking phones to release this year. Now, the first reason I'd recommend you get this phone is twofold. The battery life is going to be better than most phones out there, especially for the price point. Now, it's got around a 4,000 mAh built-in battery that'll give you a lot of standby time, but the thing will last well over a day. I mean, we're looking at 2+ days of battery life before it runs out of juice. The other reason I would say is the storage on this starts at 128 gigs, which is honestly plenty of storage for most people. I kind of feel like it's hard to fill that up. 64 gigs for sure, but yeah, you can see storage-wise, 128 gigs. So yeah, first 2 reasons, storage is good, and then the battery life on this phone is amazing. Now, the next reason I think it's worth buying is the camera is great for phone photography. So it's got a 12 megapixel back camera. I'm going to pull up an example picture here. This was my Starbucks I drank this morning, but it's got a 50 megapixel zoom on it, and it can record in 4K at 30 frames per second. But for phone photography purposes, it's a really nice phone, guys. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm just doing a little zoom in right there. Of course, if you have any questions specifically about the camera on this phone, feel free to message me below in the comments. But then, of course, you're looking at the display on this. It's got a 6.4-inch AMOLED display, and it's got the new Google Tensor chip in it. Now, I'm going to run like a 1-minute clip so you guys can see that you get most of the display on this phone. There's really no notch on the bottom or top, and the sound quality is really good as well. And of course, when it comes to gaming, the Pixel 6 is where it's at. Now, with that new Google Tensor chip inside it, it's very fast, so it can run high graphic games like Marvel Contest of Champions, COD Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and just about anything. And before we get more into this, I want to recommend everyone check out the Binance US app. Now, this is my go-to cryptocurrency trading app that I highly recommend checking out, especially if you're not in crypto right now. Now, cryptocurrency is a great way to make money using your phone. So if you guys want to learn more about Binance US or get started, we'll have some bonus sign-up and resource links in both the description and comments. And another great Pixel phone to check out in 2022 is going to be the Pixel 5a. Now, this phone was released a couple months before the Pixel 6. It's got some great specs on it, and you're definitely going to like the price range for it as well. I would say it is one of the best mid-rangers at the moment. It costs $450. Brand new. It's got a 6.34-inch OLED HDR display and an all-aluminum backing, which I really like. So as far as the design goes, it's sleek, feels nice to hold in your hand, and it's also relatively fast with a Snapdragon 765 processor. So the first thing I wanted to do was kind of go over the camera. I've taken a couple pictures with it. I recorded one video on it, so I haven't done a whole lot, but for the most part, the camera is really good on this phone. Now I'm going to pull up my first picture, which is going to be of my Galaxy Z Flip 3. Kind of just had it sitting on my desk one day and I took a picture of it. Now, as far as the camera specs, it's got a 12 megapixel back camera and an 8 megapixel selfie camera. And it records in 4K at 60 frames per second. But I wanted to zoom in so you could actually see the zoom is pretty decent. It doesn't distort at all. So, I mean, as far as camera quality goes, it's really good. I've got a Jason Voorhees coffee mug I took a picture of too. I know it's kind of weird I have this. I mean, October is coming up, so I guess it makes sense now to pull it out. We got some scary movies and whatnot, and yeah. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is go over the sound quality and some of the video quality. So I'm going to let a 1-minute clip play so we could check it out. It's of this new Metroid Dread trailer. This game looks awesome for the Nintendo Switch, but yeah, I'm going to do it for like a minute. We're going to go full screen so you can kind of just check it out, and let's do it. And of course, when it comes to gameability, the Pixel 5a is definitely where it's at. Now, not only is the price range good, it's got a big display, Snapdragon processor. I mean, it's just great for gaming. So this is some Left to Survive third-person zombie shooting gameplay. Absolutely love this game. Let's check it out. And our final pick goes to the Google Pixel 5. Now, this phone has a lot of similarities to the Pixel 5a. It's got an aluminum backing, Gorilla Glass front, 6-point-inch OLED display, 16-megapixel back camera, fast processor, and it can record in 4K at 60 frames per second. Now, it's a little bit more expensive. It's selling for around $500, but honestly, it's a really nice phone. So it is our final pick, and that will wrap things up for the top 3 best Pixel phones to buy in 2022.